Dandavat. All the devotees. Is the sound good? Okay. Very happy to see everyone here. And it looks like from the announcement, it looks like the Zoom gallery is the main speaker tonight, which is wonderful. We have this excellent topic, and it's actually rather lengthy. It's many verses quoted to support this feature in Upadeshamrita. And so perhaps we can skip the Sanskrit or Bengali, which are the verses, and just read the English. Does that sound all right to everyone?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. And we can begin with mini Vandanam prayers.
Yep.
Okay. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Paramaham Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishwakan Vitamscha Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Panchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai. I see Sachi, the translators. Okay. Now, I believe our Savitri will be happy to read the inspiring article. Okay. Sure. And you can do this one. Mm-hmm. You know how I think you need to just push like that. And all of these verses have the Sanskrit, and you can skip all of that.
Okay.
Because they're many.
Okay, sure.
And just read the English. And slow enough for the translators to have no problem.
Dandavat pranams. So we're reading the facts. The following is a translation of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Poetic Bengali translation, Basa, and Bengali prose commentary on Vritti of Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhu, Sri Upadeshamrita. These texts were published in Sri Gauda Darshan in Volume 2, Issue 11, 10th June 1957. Volume 2, Issue, I don't know. Issue.
Like an edition.
Edition, Issue 12 in 12th July 1957 and Volume 3, Issue 1, 12th August 1957. In combination with Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Pyashu Virti, they were also published as a book from Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math by Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj in 1917. Now a verse from Govinda Maharaj from Govinda Maharaj in Affection Guidance. The Upadeshamrita of Srila Rupa Goswami is also extremely good for us. Then from Upadeshamrita verse 2, devotion is destroyed by these 6 defects: over accumulation, materialistic endeavor, unnecessary talk, rejecting the rules meant for oneself and following the rules meant for others, association with non-devotees, and fickle-mindedness. Then Bhaja Those whose minds always run after excessive accumulation become known as hoarders devout of devotion. Those whose minds desire to enjoy material objects are known as survendors devout of devotion.
Averse.
Averse.
Averse against.
Mhm. Those whose tongues avoid discussing Krishna and speak about other subjects are known as prattlers who speak gibberish.
Nonsense.
Exhibitions who are different to service and export in material affairs are transgressors of the rules and extremely low. Those who avoid the association of Krishna's devotee and associate with others are fraternizers and turn upon indecent material enjoyment. People designed those who wander here and there for their own purpose as fickle and devoid of devotion. These 6 types of people are never qualified for devotion. They are wealthy, materialistic, misdirected, and devoid of devotion.
Do you see this?
Anvirti.
Commentary.
Commentary. Should I read? Okay. The jnanis' excessive accumulation of knowledge, the karmis' accumulation of results, and the abhilasis' excessive accumulation are called atyahara. The jnanis' regulations, the karmis' austerities, ritus, and so on, and the abhilasis' pursuit of women, children, wealth, and so on are called prayasa. The jnanis' learning for the purpose of wrangling over Jnani. Learning for the purpose of wrangling over scripture. The karmis' fondants of pious activities. And the anyabhilasis talk from sense gratification are called prajalpa. Eagerness to follow regulation from the scriptures of Jnana meant Jnana, German style, meant for the attainment of liberation. Attachment to the regulation of the ritualistic scriptures meant for the attainment of enjoyment, the Orion in this world, and establishment like utilitarians. I don't know these words.
Adherence.
Adherence to regulation suited.
Yes, sticking to regulation.
Suited to one's own situation meant for the attainment of temporary happiness are called Nyamagraha. Indifference to regulation meant for the attainment of devotion, considering one's own wayward behavior to be loved for Krishna, and holding one's condemnable condition in high regard are also Nyamagraha. I'm gonna skip the Sanskrit parts. O mind, I tell you this message. At an unripe age, ours, you were cheated by cheaters, and you sold them your independence. Considering the tradition of the faulty, you have become concerned with purifying yourself. You do not wear tilak or mala. You have given up the pain of initiation and made a new method for yourself. Applauding your previous ideas, you have preached your own conception and considered yourself an avatar. You have not observed rites or the codes of conduct. Seeing mistakes in the great salts, you have thrown the previous path in the water. Because scoundrels accept tilak, initiation, and the mala, and behave deceitfully, you have disdain for these things. Seeing faults in a part of the great soul, you have become angry and given up attachment to it. Now look, brother, if you reject gold and collect ashes, Your present and future will be ruined. You saw everyone in deceitful. But when will you attain devotion? At death, that will be what will be your means of deliverance? O mind, what more shall I say to you? You said aloud, Prema, Prema, but in reality you reject gold and tie an empty knot in your cloth. You think and show that you have Prema, but in fact you do not. You practice shedding tears, jumping about and fainting on cue, performing this act to cheat people. You acquire woman, wealth and bad association. O mind, the means of attaining divine love is devotion. If you have no attachment to that, how will you attain pure divine love? When you avoid the 10 offenses, constantly serve the name and receive mercy, then you will attain true divine love. If you do not follow the proper practice, engaging in chanting in the association of sadhus, and do not remember the Lord while in solitude, if you do not climb the tree and pick its fruits, then you will only get rotten fruit. Genuine divine love for Krishna, like pure gold, is rarely found in human society. By deceiving others, you simply cheat yourself. First become a fit recipient. Then you will easily attain divine love for Krishna. Brother, look, there's no difference between appearance of lust and love, yet lust is never love. If you choose lust and falsely consider it love, how will you attain good fortune? O mind, why does lust make you dance as thought you have divine love? Lust, constant desire for material happiness. It's based on flesh and blood. Under the influence, you constantly run after material objects. The soul's nature function, it's in spiritual form. It is in essence divine love, and its sole object is the Lord, alas, covered by lust, so that love is now nearly asleep. So waken that love and drive lust away. From faith, association with sadhus, and the practice of devotion, constancy, taste, and attachment develop. From attachment, ecstasy, and divine love manifest. Love divine develops in these stages. Those who adhere to these stages attain true divine love. Divine love does not develop by rejecting them. O mind, why do you fear these stages of practice and behave wickedly? Divine love never manifested from love. Like the make-believer of an actor, your deceitful show of divine love is simply gross, never gratification. Give it up forever. Brother, give it your sins and offenses. The association of impersonals, jnanis, seekers of liberation, the association of kamis, who seek the fruit of their action, and the association of anyahilasis,
Ananyabilakshis,
who seek immediate sense of glorification is called Jnanasaga. When we attain the association of the soul's surrender to the world, the association of these materialistics will leave us out of its own accord. Desires of liberation and enjoyment, and all inclinations of purest worldly senses, pleasures are called Laulya, Atyara, Prasaya, Prailapa, Nyamgra, Yansanga, and Laulya.
Jnana Sangha är lovlig.
Thank you. Our propensity of submission to Krishna is lost because of these 6 propensities. In the illusionary environment, we develop the desires to become a master, and even our ability to understand what devotion to Krishna is supreme is destroyed. When we use the 6 propensities for Krishna, we develop devotion, but otherwise, when we apply them to things other than Krishna, we fall from the path of devotion.
Grazie, indeed. If you could move here and you can come and stay with us too. Also, Moisha, who is here, Manindra Mohan, and they have already seen. And this is such a large chunk of Upadeshamrita nectar all at once. And I'm usually taking little tiny bits, little tiny bites of this very important set of guides for us. And this article made me think about the simplest way to attain everything after listening to all of these potential wayward activities and thoughts that we could get, and to adopt so much grace that is coming to us, is simply to learn to not desire anything which is not service to the Lord. But by taking the example of all those great Vaishnavas who are practicing this and then guiding us every day in how to become more in this line. And I found this in Divine Servitor in the section called the Divine Account. And he says, when we are meditating, we may think, what are we feeling? Many thinking matters come into our mind to disturb us, and proper meditation is sometimes not possible. But yogis are meditating with much endeavor, with their full energy. When there are the activities of pranayama, asana, dhyan, dharana, and so on, this yoga is called Astanga Yoga, but those who practice this properly are achieving in their samadhi only a little feeling of Paramatma. One who is very expert may see Paramatma at a particular moment, but still, after that, he must come back to his previous consciousness. So, Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati practiced and preached the best method, and that is called Bhakti Yoga, and not ordinary Bhakti Yoga, but Ananya Bhakti Yoga. And this is one shloka, and another one that is very similar that he brings up here is from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Srila Rupa Goswami. Anya Vilakshita Sunyam Jnana Karmadya Navritam Anukulyena Krishnanushilinam Bhaktir Uttama, which is Brahma Samhita 1.1.11. This is very wholesome advice, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada gave a translation in Bengali poetry form. With all your energy, all your senses, and all your activities, engage yourself 24 hours a day in the service of the Lord. That is real bhakti, and in that there is no fault that will come to attack you. The conditioned soul has faults, no doubt, but Krishna takes everything in his own account. So the conditioned soul's account is empty. There is no fault counting. There's no counting of how many faults we have. Therefore, no problem comes to the real devotee. He is not doing anything for himself. He is not eating for himself. He is not sleeping for himself. He is not doing anything for himself. He does everything for his divine master, for his divine Lord. So what fault can he have? Maybe a very qualified person can do many things, but they are always plus minus accountable. There's something that's benefiting us and something that we do distracts from our progress. But all kinds of qualifications grace a devotee, and the Shastra sees no defect in him. If devotion is quite exclusive, there can be no fault there. In this way, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada tried to preach Mahaprabhu's conception all over the world. Another name of that preaching conception is Paramahansa Dharma. A Hansa takes milk from water. Hansa means swan. If you give milk mixed with water to a swan, it will extract the milk and leave the water. This is the nature of a Hansa. A Paramahansa, the topmost swan-like devotee, is also doing likewise from every matter, from everything. He takes the service of the Lord. He does everything and uses everything for the service of the Lord. And the unwanted parts he leaves aside, just as the swan leaves aside the water. This is the nature of a Paramahansa. I found this very refreshing. It's such a straight, we don't have to worry about what if I take up yoga and I fail, I can't properly do it. Nothing like that. But with this attitude, and we get to see that example in so many that are very close to us. And that is also the center of our own Sangha. So by concentrating on these kind of qualities and steadfastness and wanting to serve Krishna and just learning to identify those things which are not service to Krishna, maybe still in us, but seeing what to do about that, then that's how we will make real progress toward this very happy life that we seek. Losing ourselves in the identification as the servant of Krishna's servant. And so would somebody else like to speak on this or have some question? Yeah.
I don't even know what's the theme.
You can at least pretend.
How can we become fixed in this path?
Dandavat Pranams. So there is no secret formula. Everything knows what is the proper way to behave, the proper way to perceive in the spiritual life. And we have such a good examples around us, and we just put ourselves in their sides and walk with them, because actually our search is not an individual search, it's a group search, and we are living for them. This is the secret of our spiritual life. And it's very inspired to be here around the devotees and with Kumkum, so much experience, and to have her association and to learn every single day. This is what makes me alive and what makes us alive, is to learn. Our life is to learn from the most experienced, and learn from the persons that's already in the right path. And we're just going humbly, asking them their mercy, that they can help us, and we are going in the right directions.
So we seek the gist of what Leela Moy Prabhu has said is that we seek the gist of those Vaishnavas of however long they've been practicing as the perfect example of humility, not seeing any good quality in themselves but seeing it in others. But speaking of those who have practiced for a while, we do have Sachimata here.
And we have Sivarupa's hand over there also.
Okay.
Talking about
Sachi,
the
you
good
can be
practitioner.
thinking, what does she say?
Yes, I say yes. Dandavat, dear devotees, Dandavat, my dear Kumkum Didi, and all the dear devotees. The title for today's Zoom is The Search Within. And when we all look back, when we met the devotees of Lord Krishna and read the Holy Scriptures, we receive the wisdom that our real happiness, fulfillment, and purpose in our life is not living in the material world and getting the happiness from other people or circumstances or stuff we can buy on Amazon, and that is not what is going to give us happiness. And by the association of the saints and in real life or in the books, we get a completely different aspect of this, completely angle of vision, what is we have never seen before. And there the wealth of happiness is there in refining ourselves, in first of all seeing that we are not the body, but we are the soul. We are not the mind. We are not even the intelligence, what is so highly praised in the material world. We are the soul. We are a potency of Sri Krishna. And so when that soul's divine eternal connection with the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is revived, then real inner fulfillment is discovered through self-surrender, first self-realization. That is also, we find that nowhere in the knowledge of the material world so much. The differentiation of the body, the senses, the mind, the intelligence, the ego, and then the soul, these differentiations. And then the self-realization of what do I think? What are my words? What do I do in my activities? And what do I want? Sometimes, we have to have those all three in one alignment. And we can be transformed. Sometimes we hear also classical saying of people in the world, yeah, well, that's just how I am, I cannot change myself. But we, as aspiring devotees, we know we can change ourselves. That's so exciting. That's so wonderful. We can transform our attitude from a self-centered, egoistic nature who seeks worldly enjoyment to a selfless nature of service and dedication to the divine will of Krishna. It's happening all the time in the life for those who can see it. There might be war even. There might be very, say, inauspicious circumstances. But when the devotee has learned how to make that connection with their Lord, how to have an attitude of where can I serve, where can I give of any help, be it a very inauspicious circumstance. The devotee in his or her nature knows what to do. So then, we make that transformation of being a selfless brat, so to say, to a selfish brat, to a selfless person. And the main practice in our spiritual life is not listening to the mind. Well, we hear that so often, and that is actually one of the most important advices. Get that mind calm. Get that mind, because the mind, the material mind, comes from the ego. That's the ego. And we should control that ego and calm that ego, and so that ego, that mind listens to me. Like I'm the servant of my Gurudev. I'm the servant and Sri Krishna. Then this free will, so that the mind, by our practice, that the mind gets controlled by us, the servant of the Lord. The mind gets calmed down, and we have the practice of not listening to that mind anymore. Then this free will and conscious choice with the divine will, whatever happens, we know that verse, Tatenu Kampam. We learn everything is good. Everything is good. That is exactly where I need to give my service or where I need to learn. When I feel some friction in the environment or with other people, then our beloved Lord shows us, here you have to see something in yourself, what you have to transform. Here is something that you have to harmonize and adjust in yourself. And what a wonderful opportunity. So the Lord gives us that, and he tells us whatever happens in our lives to adjust and harmonize. And here comes the famous words of Mahaprabhu, of course, but Srila Govinda Maharaj always emphasizing this, because there is that story that Srila Govinda Maharaj was beginning his world tours, and then he was thinking, what am I to give? Srila Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, he gave the Krishna consciousness all over the world. He gave the holy name of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra all over the world. And Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakshita Dev Goswami, he gives the most intrinsic wisdom, dazzling wisdom, high, so low, so deep, so broad, in any way, so fine. And what am I? What am I to give to the world? Srila Govinda Maharaj was pondering on this, on this way, in this way, and then he thought, he sees that maybe we have come in contact with the knowledge, and maybe we chant the holy name, but we have to work on our humility, tolerance of the intolerable, he says, giving honor to everybody. Everybody, do you want honor? You can have it. You want honor? You want the glories? You can have it. And not wanting any honor for yourself. So he was, and we also now understand, this is so important, because every friction we come in contact with in our life, with the humility, with the tolerance, with the giving honor, we can solve it. Or we just shush, just shut up, just not acting. So that was Srila Govinda Maharaj's enormous fame, necessary telling us all the time. And then one time Goswami Maharaj said, why, Govinda Maharaj, you always, almost in every darshan talk, lecture, you tell this. And then Srila Govinda Maharaj said, I have to say that, humility, tolerance, giving honor to others, because nothing else works. And I thought that we think that is so good. Even in the material world, if we practice that, very good. And definitely with our dear devotee association, what Lila Moy said so much, we need each other. The devotees are our saviors. So then so when we, and our dear Kumkum Didi explained that so much, like 24 hours, think about Krishna. Think, when we keep the mind fixed on the Lord and the Divine Masters, hear about their pastimes, chant the holy name continuously, connect via the different services that are recommended in the scriptures, then our inner search, what is the topic of today? The inner search for happiness, fulfillment, and purpose in our life will be forever more astonishing and wonderful. So we can live in the light of God's love for us, instead of the ego's mind full of fear and insecurities. And that option is for everyone. So I think that was my contribution for today. So if some other devotees, Abhinavasundar is there, and Lavanya, and Navakishori in London Mat.
Okay.
Well, did someone said Rupa had a hand up? Is that right? Or was there questions in the chat? Sorry, I'm not very good at this.
Dandavat pranams, everybody. Great to be here. And I think after we hear from our London team, then I will also try and give a small contribution if there's time. So,
No,
Jai.
can you please say something now, Rupa, please? Yes, you're already on the big screen.
Okay. Jai Gurudev. And all the shares were so beautiful, and what we need to avoid and how to go within to search. And so there is a small article, maybe I could just read from there. It's on the MUT website. It is it's the introduction actually for Search for Sri Krishna. And maybe on theme, I can try and just share a little. So everyone is searching for rasa or pleasure. The status of rasa is the highest. As persons, we have our subjective existence. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
Fine,
Right.
okay. So, so as persons, we have our subjective existence, but rasa, pleasure, has his super subjective existence. He is a person. He is Akhila Rasamrita Murti, which is the reservoir of all pleasure. He is Krishna. Rasa is Krishna. There cannot be rasa in any other place but Krishna. He is the fountainhead of all different types of rasa. So by the nature of our constitution, we have to search after Krishna. In the Brahma Sutra, it is said, inquire after the supreme cause of this world. Search from where has everything search. So from where has everything come? How is everything maintaining its existence? By whom? And ultimately, where does everything enter after death? That is Brahma or spirit, the most fundamental plane from where everything springs up, remains, and ultimately enters. Where is Brahma? The Brahma Sutra advises us to inquire after the prime cause, the biggest, the all-accommodating. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replaced that. Srimad Bhagavatam replaced that with Krishna Nusandana, which is the search for Sri Krishna. Brahma Jignasa, the search for spirit, is a dry thing. That is only the exercise of your thinking faculty, a jugglery of reason. Leave that behind. Begin the search for Sri Krishna and quench the thirst of your heart. Rasa Jignasa, Raso Vaisaha. The things acquired by your reason won't satisfy you. Gyan, or knowledge, cannot really quench your thirst. So instead of Brahma Jignasa, accept Krishna Nusandana and begin the search for Sri Krishna. Okay, there's just 4 more paragraphs and then I'll be done. So where is Krishna? Our real want will be satisfied only by getting the service of Krishna, not by anything else. We want to satisfy the innermost demands of our hearts. We don't care to know where we are or what is controlling everything, but we really want to quench our thirst for rasa or madhurya, for sweetness. We must search neither for knowledge nor for the controller of this world. We must search after rasa, anandam, after beauty and charm. Sri Krishna Mahaprabhu and Srimad Bhagavatam have taught us what to beg for, what to pray for, what to want. They have taught us, if you beg, beg for Krishna, not for anything else. So the fate of the Vaishnavas, the students of the Bhagavat, and the followers of Mahaprabhu is sealed in the search for Sri Krishna. We want nothing else but Krishna. The Vedas say, Shrinyantu Vishve Amritasya Putraha, which says, "Oh, you sons of nectar, sons of the nectarine ocean sea, please listen to me. You were born in nectar. You were born to taste nectar, and you must not allow yourselves to be satisfied by anything but nectar. So, however misguided you may be for the time being, awake, arise, search for that nectar, that satisfaction. The Vedas tell us, Om. Om means a big yes. What you are searching for, that is. Don't be disappointed. The Vedas say that the object of our inner search exists. The common search of all your hearts is existing, and your thirst will be quenched. By your constitution, you are meant for that land. You deserve that. So don't be afraid. Don't be cowered down. It is already given in your being, and you can never be satisfied with anything else." The last paragraph. So prepare yourself after your long search to receive that long missing nectar in its full form and quality. Awake, arise, search for your fortune, and you cannot but have that. It is your birthright. It is the wealth of your own soul. It cannot but be within you. You have no other business, no other engagement but Krishna Nusandana, the search for Sri Krishna, reality the beautiful. Jai Gurudev.
Yeah, Haribol. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Lovely reading. Well, I mean, I was thinking about this, it's a very subtle idea to search within, because it's not a search of negating the external and becoming self-absorbed. But we're muted, are we? Oh no, Saber is muted. Okay. You can hear me, okay, right? Yeah. Okay. And but we have to transform ourselves. This is the real search within, is to search out how do we actually transform ourselves from thinking that we are the center and everything around us is an object, but actually the Lord is the center. He is living in the subjective realm, and we are the objects. We need to somehow realize that we are the objects in his Leela, in his play. And that's what we're searching for, is how do we really let go of our own ideas, our own calculations, karma, jnana, all these things, is to find that, which is, Sharanagati. This is what surrender is. The search within is Sharanagati, and understanding that the Lord is the supreme control, the supreme everything. And his will is actually going to be the most glorious thing to happen to anyone and everyone and everything. And if we can surrender to his will and allow ourselves to be moved by him, rather than thinking that we are, even in regards to our devotional life, thinking, oh, I am doing my devotional life, I am doing this, I am doing that. It's all grace that we can try to extend something of some aspiration in our heart. By the grace of our gurus, we're given this awareness and this opportunity, like, oh, extend your heart, extend yourself, try and offer yourself, offer every, Atma Nivedana. Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying, where this is what I become supremely happy by offering everything that I have unto the Lord. And this is the prospect. And then we will be free, we'll be joyous, and we will have no concerns for anything, because we'll be completely in the care of the Lord, of our, under the guidance of our gurus. Another song, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was saying, oh, I now see, how you care for your treasured. He wants to be one of the cows of Krishna. I see how you care for your beloved cows, because they're all just completely doting upon him and ready to be at his association in any moment. It's Bhaktivinoda Thakur has got so many beautiful expressions in the Sharanagati kirtans, and then that's what we're finding some, finding some words to put to feelings that we don't know that we have or could possibly have, but that really, and it's so individual for all of us that our search within means we are the ones that need to be assessing our activities, assessing what we're doing, our thought, word, and deed in every moment of every day. What are we doing? What are we thinking? What are we feeling? What are we saying? What are we expressing into the environment? Because we want to be trying to be having an affectionate interaction with reality. And so to go within actually means to be more engaged, in the sense that Guru says we're living in an organic whole, and we are dasana, we are to be the servants of those who are living in the organic whole. It's not that, spiritual life and material life are different things. There is reality. There is one reality, and we can choose to be illusioned, or we can choose to be in service. But it's all the Lord's reality. Either way, the Lord comes into the mundane consciousness to try and wake us up. All the avatars come, the gurus come, all to try and wake us up to this high ideal of giving up our own separate interests and searching for how can I give myself to the organic whole in every moment. This is just my little contribution for today. Not sure. Does anyone else have something? Actually, I know that Munindra Mohan is hiding behind a camera there in Villa Govinda, and I was hoping that we could hear something from him. He has been leading a life of sacrifice for so long. He knows how to search within. Villa Govinda.
I'm crossing like a deep spiritual crisis.
Good.
Always balancing between hopeful and hopeless. But hearing all of you guys is like nectar. Especially the introduction of Surfs of Sri Krishna by Sarah. I read, I don't know how many times, maybe 200, but still is all what we need to hear, really. You made my day. Thank you. What can I say? Well, this concept of Paramahamsa Dharma is very important for us. And Kumkum brought in the attention of the audience of the Vaishnava assembly. And this is actually too much central for us because our Gurudev wanna promulgate this Paramahamsa Dharma to us, wanna propagate to us, extend to us. Is this very important because it's not matter to go somewhere else where the circumstances are more favorable. No, we can be anywhere and just separate the milk from the water. The water. And in this way, we always be in touch with the eternal substance and the spiritual substance, transcendental, converting everything look like not spiritual, like material elements or karmic circumstances or whatever association we can have. But if we can be little Paramahamsa, little Swam, we can always be very happy and in tune with the universal way. So that's one teaching of our dear Srila Gurudev, very important. And he taught with sample and he taught with words and with in his Arati also is there. So that's my attention in those days of deep spiritual crisis. And yes, what else I can say is also collective movement Sankirtan Leela Prabhu brought about. It's very important. We are not really prepared to be solitary bhajan people. No, it's not gonna happen. Sometimes we wanna be, but it's not suitable for us. So it's very good to look in each other's the bright spot, the bright side, spot the bright side, and not the mic side. And there is so much actually in every person. If you are trained to get that bright side. So this is also daily training we have to do. And this is also part of Paramahamsa Dharma. separate what is illusory from what is substantial. And if we can connect with the jiva of every person, so much life, so much wealth, so much fun, beauty and everything we can find there. But sometimes we connect with the mic side, so we are we are applying our judgment, we are applying our maybe some consideration, not purely spiritual, like societal consideration or some competition or some opinioning, too much opinioning. I'm talking for myself, of course. Always having some opinion about everything. We are just jiva, so means Supreme God is there, creates so many universes simultaneously, all perfect, all beautiful, and we are applying our judgment on everything on a single step. What is this? We are just insignificant. So stop to judge, but look the beauty of Krishna everywhere. So Dandavat Pranam to everyone.
We have just a minute or two. Is there somebody who would like to say something? You have some inspiration to share with us? Did somebody put anything in the chat this evening? I certainly agree with Manindra's comment about hearing Search of Sri Krishna intro again. It's just stunning how new, however fresh that is to hear. Even though the words themselves are just like home. Some of the very first words that we saw in print by Srila Guru Maharaj in English. And what a saving grace coming to us. And we have so much treasure and we just want to share it. Everybody should be aware of how much wealth we have.
Actually, time is...
Okay. Unless somebody else would like to say something. Would you like to sign us out?
The last inspiring sentence from Savitri.
No.
Yeah.
Niente. Dandavat. Have a beautiful night.
And Avila Govinda going to sing Hari Harai for us.
Okay.
For Mahaprabhu.
Yes.
Jai.
Yes.
If you put in this way. Okay.
There's something about changing settings.
He's already active, the musician.
Okay.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Hari Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopala Govinda Srimad Sudana.
Gopala Govinda Srimad Sudana. Gitari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra. Yadhara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Rupa Sanatana Radhika Gopinath Ji ki Jai, Jai Shri Giraj Babu Kaur Ji ki Jai, Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sunni Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakshila Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga ki Jai, Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki Jai, Jai Namacharya Srila Das Thakur ki Jai, Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Vila Govinda Ashram ki Jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat London chapter ki Jai, Jai. All assembled devotees, Monday Zoom ki Jai, Jai. Our dear Srila Bhakti Ranja Madhusudana Maharaj ki Jai, Nam Sankirtana ki Jai, Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyo Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavad, Dandavad, Hari Hari Bol.